Welcome to Live from the Stephen Lawrence Centre. I'm your host, Lakesh Rai. Today we are going to talk about the problems that teenagers experience due to age. Here we are joined by Leah and Aaron, who will be discussing 3 issues of prejudice illustrated by 3 films. Our first film deals with teenage pregnancy.
That 14-year-old girl from the estate. I know, yeah, she has all sorts up her flat. I bet she don't even know who her father is. I know, yeah, she's probably on the council list already.
I'm still with my baby's dad, and I'm actually not on the council list. I rent privately.
You've seen the way she dresses as well, flaunting that bump off.
I'm actually quite proud of my bump, thank you very much.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I did. I've got to go. Oh, can I ring you back? Alright, bye.
Silly cow.
There is obviously some people who exploit the system, but not everyone is a benefit thief. What do you think, Leah?
I believe that young mothers, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are bad mums. Bad mums range from ages from 16 upwards, all the way to 60-year-olds. You know what I mean? It's whether you're capable of looking after a child and being a mum.
So do you think that everyone that's a young mother is a benefit thief or not?
I think obviously there are some cases where people just believe that it's the easy option to get a house, to get their money, to just live just by being a mum and just a housewife. But it's not always that. So people shouldn't always think it's just young mums that just want the benefits and don't want it. Some of them are really ready to be a mum.
What do you think about this, Aaron?
It's pretty much the same as what Leah said.
Okay, so you don't think that every teenage mother is a benefit thief?
No, not at all. If there's a few out there that are and there's a few that ain't.
So how would you identify the ones that are?
The ones that don't look after the kid, palm it off on their mum and their family friends, just silly things, you know what I mean? They palm it off on people rather than then they just go out and do their own thing.
Do you think that maybe it's to do with young people, the immaturity of young people that leads them to believe they can be parents at such a young age?
Sometimes, and a lot of it's mistakes. Some of them just don't realise what they're doing. They get together, end up in a bedroom, shit happens, and it ends up in a silly way. And then she tries to say, I don't want to get rid of it. He says, I don't want to be a part of it then. And she ends up on her own.
As a single mother?
As a single mother.
And that's how they start claiming benefits, yeah?
Of course.
Okay. Now, our second film about how older people may stereotype teenagers.
Oi, oi.
Bloody hell, these hoodies are everywhere. Better steer clear of that one.
Hey, look at her, man. Is it on a rubber or something?
Why is he looking at me? Oh my god, he's gonna steal my bag. Yeah, hello? Can you pick me up please? I think I'm gonna get mugged. There's just this boy.
Dumb girl, man.
It's wrong to judge people by their clothes, but if all you hear in the news are that hoodies are violent and they'll stab you, what else are you supposed to do?
Well, I think that once again, it is all ages. It's just it's nothing to do with the way you dress. You get women of 30 that dress in a bar in a miniskirt and go out in it, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they haven't got a husband and they haven't got children at home and they don't live a normal life. It just means that's what they feel comfortable in and that's what they like to wear. It doesn't necessarily mean that they sleep around or anything like that. That's exactly the same as you. They just feel comfortable in that fashion status. They don't use it to put themselves across in any way.
So what's your response to Leo in that then?
I don't know what I can really say. Like, it's different, innit? With my point of view coming across there is, if I'm to walk around in a hoodie, why does that make me a young person that wants to go around and stab someone? It doesn't. Yeah, like, I could be anyone, any sort of person that could come up to you and be the friendliest guy in the world, you know? It doesn't mean because I wear a hoodie I'm going to stab someone.
But do you think that everyone assumes that, or it's a certain age group that just assumes that?
It's all different people, you know? Like, it is from an age group of about 25 to 40. The vast majority of them do think
that you're violent.
A hoodie, yeah, I'm violent. But a few of them don't. If you actually take the time to sit down with them and talk with them sometimes,
but if you had a daughter of your own and you knew there was an area, let's say an area where there's a lot of men that dress a certain way and they hurt children, wouldn't you warn your daughter on that?
Yeah, but it'd be different.
Just like there's in the news, it's been
at the end of any day, they could just go and change their appearance.
Yeah.
So it's not all down to appearance.
I know.
It's a person itself.
Do you think that stereotypes in itself? Do you think certain groups will dress in a certain way to be intimidating, or do you think it's just?
So then again, some people do. But some people just dress that way because of what Leah said, they feel comfortable.
It's some people ruining the reputations of other people. Some people go around doing silly things and then the whole people get swept with the same brush.
Yeah.
And do you think that young people, it's their fault because of the things that they do and the crimes that they commit?
Not indirectly, yeah, but it's their fault because of other people. But it's also the other people's fault for looking at them like that.
Okay. Our final video is about youth and employment.
Wow, by the looks of her CV, she's right for this job. Right, how many GCSEs have you got?
Well, I got 10 GCSEs, A to Bs. And I've done a lot of work experience, unpaid.
What makes you think you'll be experienced enough for this job?
I work with cameras and video recorders, making videos.
I've got your correct contact details on the sheet, so we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay?
Wow, I think that actually went well. Hopefully I'll get the job.
No way, she's far too young for this job.
There are many cases where an employer will look at a CV from a young person's CV and they would really think that, yeah, this person's got experience and I'd like to take them on. But once they find out the age of the young person, they tend to throw the CV aside. So do you think that you should get passed up on a job just because of your age?
No, not at all. I think that's unfair. Like, when I went and took my interview, it was my uncle that actually said to him that there's a job I know going, you have to take a CV there. So I took a CV there. And when I actually went down there, it was a case of, it was a good job I got there early, because otherwise I wouldn't have got the job because there was other people on their way. So if I didn't get there at that time, I wouldn't have got the job. But because I got there before and actually give a good interview, I actually got the job. But that was difficult because they were considering taking on someone else that was a lot older, and I've been dismissed from that job since. So they do throw things aside. Like when I walk into a place with a CV, they just take it off me and put it on the side, and I think, why? Like, just because I'm young, you know what I mean? It's unfair.
They believe that because you're young, you're not motivated to do anything. You're just there to get. It's not because you. Just
because you want some money.
Age discrimination is the same. Like they wouldn't be allowed to do it if a 60-year-old woman came in and handed in a CV.
Yeah, no, they
wouldn't be allowed to say
sit down, you know, and look at the
and
CV.
talk to her.
Yeah, sit down.
It's because they think that young people have no interest in anything apart from doing
they're
what they want when they
they're
want.
not capable. You got too much attitude, but it's not the case of that. Some of us like actually do want to go out there work, and we've got the right motivation, the right attitude to go to someone and talk.
It makes you not want to go out and look anymore.
It makes you feel uncomfortable.
You just keep hitting dead ends. People are just shutting the door on you each time because you're young. Well, I'm going to be young for the next 3 years. You know what I mean? So does that mean I can't have a job for the next 3 years?
Do you think that that's to do with stereotypes, or is it just the inexperience of young people?
Sometimes, obviously, I couldn't say I'm going to go and try a job as a barrister because I have no experience. You know what I mean? But working in a shop, putting a bit of clothes on the shelves, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
And I don't see why, if you're young, they just assume that you're unable to do it.
Well, thank you, Alan and Leah, and thank you for joining us today.